Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. We're doing D&D characters again. We got 4 more we need to make. Because I did 4 more off camera. I'll put those up on the screen at the end. We have left to make is a monk, a ranger, sorcerer, and a wizard. So let's get monk and ranger out of the way because sorcerer and wizard will take a while because spells. Quinn should be joining us again in a bit. I know he's driving somewhere, but I have a room open that he can just join into, and then I should be able to hear him. So let's do the monk first. So far, the only races left that we haven't used, since I did some off stream, we have a dwarf, we have an elf, we have a halfling, we have a human, we have a dragonborn. Actually, math here real quick. Yeah, there's 9 races. I've made 8 classes, so the only thing I haven't used is a gnome. In terms of what we have left, I feel like the gnome could be a good monk. Or I could do gnome, sorcerer, wizard. Both sorcerers. Sorcerer uses charisma. Wizard uses intelligence. And gnomes. Those are on page 35. What's the boost that they get again? They get an intelligence boost and then either a dex or con boost. Yeah, so what we'll do... I feel like gnome monk would just be kind of funny. Tiny little thing. Yeah, let's go gnome monk. Just because that sounds like it'll be funny to me. So monk 1. Be a gnome. And then what background? What background for a monk? Folk hero could be good. Hermit. Monks live on their own. I like folk hero though. Could be neat. Oh, can you hear me? Alright, groovy. I'm gonna pause this other thing then, and I'm gonna let everybody else hear you because I had music playing. I'm building the monk.
Okay. That would be the class I have the least amount of experience with.
Yeah, so I was thinking gnome monk because it sounds funny.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to pick a background.
Hermit?
Hermit. I was thinking folk hero. You're a folk hero monk.
Why not?
Alright. We'll go folk hero then, just because that sounds funny.
Yeah.
In terms of what I built earlier, we have the Paladin Knight, we have the Warlock. I made the Warlock a charlatan. The Fighter was an urchin and the Rogue was a criminal. And then race-wise, the Paladin was a Dragonborn, Warlock was a Tiefling. The Fighter, I made a half-elf, and then the Rogue is a high-elf.
When did we make the Tiefling?
Huh?
Or when did we make the Warlock?
The Warlock's the Tiefling.
Yeah, but when did we didn't build that last night, did we?
No, I built those 4 yesterday, or earlier today. That's what we decided I would build off-stream. And that left us the monk, the ranger, the sorcerer, and the wizard.
Okay.
Are you in your car right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, folk hero monk. Gnome. Okay. So then let's assign some stats. I need gnome on page 35 because I just looked at that. And then I will need monks on page 76. Page 76. Okay. So for monks on the quick build, that should be Dex followed by Wisdom. Oh, even the quick build for monks is to go with Hermit. So we could go with Hermit. Because that's what the quick build recommends. So we'll do that as a Hermit. Hermit. Okay. So then I know I just read it, but I forgot again. We want Dex followed by Wisdom. So gnomes for the Dex boost, it'd be a forest gnome. So what we can do is we will make intelligence the dump stat, because that will bring us up to 10 and we'll balance it out when we get there. Plus 2. We'll make Dex the 14, so that gets boosted to... No, we'll make it the 15, so it gets boosted to 16. Because that one needs to be the highest. So Dex followed by Wisdom, so then we'll make Wisdom the 14, that'll stay the same. Con will do 13, so we still get a little boost. Do the 12 in strength. I have a feeling it's going to bite us in the ass in weapons attacks. No, well, monks don't use weapons, and I think they use Dex over strength, because it's speed over strength. Yeah, so then we'll do the 10 in charisma. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 8. Perfect, okay. So then we look at their boosts. So gnomes get the intelligence score increased by 2. So they'll bump that to 10. And then we'll do forest gnomes. That'll bump the dex to 16. And so then I'm going to edit this to say forest gnome so I don't forget. I'm going to try and build these quickly. So we can wrap like midnight, 12:30ish, because I have to finish putting everything together for tomorrow. Because I had other stuff I was doing, and I don't need 4 characters to take another 4 hours again.
Oh yeah.
So I'm just gonna try. We're gonna speed run this shit. Okay, gnomes are small. Their speed is 25. And speed. They have dark vision. They have gnome cunning, advantage on against magic. Okay. Gnome. Magic, languages, they get common and gnomish. Gnomish doesn't have any, does it? Gnomish. That doesn't look right. That feels weird. Okay, Forest Gnome gets the dex by 1. We did that. Natural Illusionist, so they get the minor illusion cantrip. So I need to go back over to my spells. Minor illusion. It's gonna be intellect casting. And then speak with small beasts. Through sounds and gestures, you communicate simple ideas with smaller beasts. Forest gnomes love animals and often keep squirrels better. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep speak with small beasts there, marked like that. So that finishes up the race page. Let's jump on over to, we said they were going to be a hermit. Okay. Good, okay. Hermit. I was just looking at it. That's hermit. Okay, let's do these. So 12 is +1 in strength, +1 in strength. Goes there, dex 16, that's +3, +3. +3, +3, that's it on dex. 13, 12, so 13, it's 12 and 13 is +1. 10 is +0, intelligence +0. +14 puts us in the range of +2. Charisma is a +0. This is +2. Okay, so Hermit gets skill proficiencies in medicine and religion. Religion, they get a tool proficiency of an herbalism kit. They get a language of choice. So if they know Common, Gnomish, let's throw in Dwarvish. Yeah. Just keep things easy. Equipment, they get a scroll case. Your notes, a winter blanket, common clothes, and an herbalism kit. And then 5 gold. And I believe monks are the class that gets the lowest amount of gold. Yep, they just get 5d4. Which, hey, I guess that goes good with a hermit. So let's roll that. That was cocked right up on my pen. Be a 3. Two. I just rolled 4 2s in a row. Okay. Hey, they're a monk. They shouldn't get a lot of money anyways. They're not a. Well, monks don't get the multiplied by 10 either. So it's just 5d4. So they get 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 plus their 15. So they have 16 gold. Okay. What was the reason for their life of seclusion? That's going to be the D8. It's a 1. I was searching for spiritual enlightenment. Enlightenment. Okay, so then they get the feature of discovery. Which shouldn't come into play in a one-shot. Okay, it's going to be a 5 on their personality trait. I'm obsessed. I think it's in the game. I just don't think it's come up yet. 5. I am oblivious to etiquette and social expectations. Ideals, D6, D2, logic, emotions must not cloud our senses of what is right and true, or our logical thinking is lawful. Bonds. It's a 6. My isolation gave me great insight into a greater evil that only I can destroy. And we're going to roll flaw. It's going to be a 4. I let my need to win arguments overshadow friendships and harmony. Okay, that does it on hermits. Let's go into the class itself. It's going to be 1 and 1d8. It's going to be 1d8 plus con, so it's going to be 8 plus 1 for 9 hit points. Oh joy. Armor proficiency is none. They get a weapon of simple weapons and short swords. Tools. We can choose one type of artisan tools or a musical instrument. I feel, so we're a monk. If we were going to have an extra proficiency in something, it would probably be I could see them being proficient in an instrument over a set of tools. Oh no, well they could be proficient in calligrapher's supplies, so they're good at making maps. No, this will be cartographer's tools is making maps. Calligraphy is writing. Yeah, we'll go with calligrapher's supplies. And then they get strength and dex. And then we get to choose 2. Acrobatics, athletics, history, insight, religion, stealth. We already have religion medicine, so I feel like we need to take acrobatics. And then athletics would actually probably be the other good one to maintain fighting. Yeah, because everything else... oh no, it should be... Stealth would give us the other +3. Would be good, but it's a monk. I feel they're more fighty, not more sneaky. So I say... Can I have insight? Let's take the insight. They're good at scoping out. Seeing what's really going on. Seeing the world for what it is. Equipment, that's a short sword or a simple weapon. Feel like just taking the short sword's easiest, since they're already proficient in it. The short sword. They get a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. If they've been alone, I think it'll be an Explorer's pack. And then they get 10 darts. Unarmored defense, beginning at first level, wearing no armor, not wielding shield. Your AC equals 10 plus dex plus wisdom. Let's add that here. Well, it's 10 plus dex plus proficiency. Not really. You should see some of the guys I made earlier, what it would have been with without their armor on. So 10 plus dex, so that's 10 plus dex is 13, plus our wisdom is 2, so that gives them an armor class of 15. Then they get martial arts. You can use, okay. Small damage, Roman Striker, Monk. When you use the attack action with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon on each of your turns, you know, attack. But I don't think you can attack twice yet. Okay, yeah, so they get martial arts and they can swap out for a d4, but the monk weapon would gain more. Okay. Defense, get martial arts. Which I don't think will come into play because of the level of the character right now. short sword. So for the short sword, well, it's a finesse and light. Light. The darts are finesse, light, and thrown range is 2060. So they get the dex bonus on both. That's going to be a +5 to both. The short sword is a D6 pierce. And the dart is a D4 pierce. Then I don't believe monks get anything else at level 1. Yep, because they don't get key or unarmored movement. Their initiative is a +3 from their dex. Strength looks good, looks good, looks good. Their passive perception is just going to be 12. Yep, okay, so that's 1 down. We save this as level 1. Okay, so we officially now have one of every race. So we can double or triple up here, and it doesn't really matter anymore, because there's something for everybody there if they really just wanted to play a race over anything else. So up next would be Ranger. I'm thinking on race for Ranger. What we can do is, we could go with another elf. They have a bonus to dex. We could go with halflings because they have a bonus to dex. Yeah. What do you think for Ranger race?
Half elf? Half elf or elf?
Half elf or elf? Let's go with elf again then. Because half elves get the +2 to charisma and a +1 to 2 other ability scores, but the elves themselves start with a +2 to dex. Yeah, okay, so we'll do another elf. Elf Ranger. Wood Elf then, because it makes most sense with a Ranger.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood Elf.
Ooh.
And then background. Folk Hero. Or Outlander.
Yeah. Probably folk hero.
Folk hero. Okay, alright. So, let's do stats then. They're gonna get a +1 wisdom, and when we look at Ranger, quick build should be Dex followed by wisdom. Okay. So we'll put the 14 in Dex, because that'll get bumped to 16 with our +2. We'll put our 15 in Wisdom, so that gets bumped to 16. We'll do Con 13 again. Intelligence 12. Strength 10, and then Charisma's dump stat. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Are you bringing miniatures and playmats tomorrow?
I have playmat. I don't have miniatures.
That you can select creatures?
Nope, I've got little stones.
Okay. I think I have some like generic player ones in my red box in the garage I could probably dig out. We can use that for at least the characters.
Sure. Need Dex +2, so let's bring Dex to 16. Wood Elf will bring Wisdom up 1 to 16. Cool. Movement speed 30. Gonna be Dark Vision. Keen Sense. Give us the proficiency in Perception. Fey Ancestry. Trance. Language is Common and Elvish. And then so the Wisdom, they get Elf weapon training, so proficiencies with longsword, short sword, short-bow, longbow. Gonna be and short/longbow. Their walking speed increases to 35 from fleet of foot. And they get Mask of the Wild. You can attempt to hide even when only obscured. Okay, that finishes up on there. And then we set a full hero. We're still tabbed at gnome. Full hero. Okay, so 10 0. Dex 16, that's +3, +3, +3. Con 13 is +1. Intelligence +1. Wisdom is +3. Charisma is a -1. Okay, looks good. Okay, so full hero, they get skill proficiencies in animal handling and survival. There's survival, animal handling, one type of artisan's tools. I feel like this would probably be woodworking tools, which are called woodcarver's tools. I feel like that's the best one for a ranger. Yeah, woodcarver's tools. Woodcarver tools and land vehicles. You should be with them. Vehicles of the land variety. Under equipment, they will get the woodcarver's tools. Woodcarver's tools, an iron pot. Common clothes. A pouch containing 10 gold. For a ranger is 5d4 times 10. Be a 4. One, 3, 2, 3. That's 5, 7, 10, so 13. 13 is 130, this would be 140 gold. Defining event. I feel like for this, really, I'm just going to ignore defining event because there's no good place to stick it on the character sheet, and that really doesn't matter in a one-shot. Because that will probably not come up in roleplay, but the rest of it, things might. You have the feature rustic hospitality. Since you come from the ranks of the common folk, you fit in among them with ease. You can find a place to hide, rest, or recuperate among other commoners unless you have shown yourself to be a danger to them. They will shield you from the law or anyone else searching for you, though they will not risk their lives for you. Okay, characteristic traits. I need my D8. That'll be a 5. I'm confident in my own abilities and do what I can to instill confidence in others. Confidence in others. Ideals. Next page. 6. Destiny. Nothing and no one can steer me away from my higher calling. Now I do it again. 3. A proud noble once gave me a horrible beating, and I will take my revenge on any bully I encounter. And the last one, flaws, is going to be 1. The tyrant who rules my land will stop at nothing to see me killed. Hey, maybe he's the noble who gave you a beating. Okay, killed. That does it under background, so let's go back to Ranger now. So it's going to be 1d10 plus con, so we got a total of 1. Our hit die is a d10, it's going to be d10 plus con, it's going to be 11. Our initiative is a plus 3, not an armor yet. Proficiencies, we get light armor, medium armor, and shields. Shields. We get simple weapons and martial weapons. Simple and martial weapons. No tools. Our saving throws are strength and dex. And we get to choose 3 from animal handling, athletics, insight, investigation, nature, perception, stealth, and survival. We already have animal handling, perception, and survival, which are 3 of the things from our list. So I would say then... ooh, we can't take acrobatics, though. The athletics... we already have a 0 in, so we would just get the 2. Nature is probably good because we're a ranger, so that's 1. Nature, take the stealth. 2. Insight, investigation. Insight's also probably best there, so we'll go with insight. Finishes off those. Have scale mail or leather armor. Scale mail is 14 plus dex, but you have the disadvantage. So it's the difference plus dex. The difference of having 16, because scale is plus your dex to a max of 2. So it's 16 versus taking leather. and having 14, 16. I feel like taking the leather armor is better because then you don't have disadvantage on stealth. I'm gonna go with take leather over scale for a rogue. You gotta be agile, moving, and scale mail. Probably not gonna help you with that. Leather armor, which E11 plus dex. So it'll bring us to an armor class of 14. We can have 2 short swords or 2 simple melee weapons. Just take 2 short swords. Rogues can use short swords instead of daggers. Because it's not your stereotypical. We'll give them the Explorer's pack. I don't think I've given anybody a Dungeoneer's pack, but the way these are built, you know, I think someone has. We'll give them the Explorer's pack anyways. And then they get the longbow and a quiver of 20 arrows. Quiver of 20 arrows. It's going to be longbow, the short sword. They get favored enemy. First level, choose a type of favored enemy. Okay, and you also learn one of the languages of your choice that is spoken by your favorite enemies. I can leave that off because we pull that up. I'll just add in. You also learn their language. Okay, and then you get Natural Explorer. And I'll just make a note to check that. Okay, they get nothing else, and they don't get any spells yet, because that's level 2. Gotta add in their weapon stuff. Take the elbow. Elves with bows get to use dex, and bows use dex anyways, so that's going to be a plus 5, because they get the proficiency bonus plus 2 with the 3 for 5. And the longbow's damage is 1d8 piercing. Pierce. The longbow text. Ammunition. They have a range of 150 to 600. They are a heavy two-handed. Heavy two-handed short sword text. Short sword. Is finesse and light. It's a plus 5 for making finesse, so it can use their dex instead, and a short sword is 1d6. And then I think that does it on Ranger. Oh no, passive wisdom's gonna be. Yeah, I forgot their passive wisdom. That's gonna be the 10 plus the 3 plus the efficiency is gonna be a passive wisdom of 15. Which is the highest we've gotten so far. One. Because you left him in your car. Alright, you want to do sorcerer or wizard first? Neither one of them. They're two. I believe they're two of the most complicated classes. Wizard first, okay. Okay, wizards. Wizards use a intellect as their primary ability. So, what class do you want to use? No. What? Sorry. What race? Gnomes have a +2 to intelligence. Gnome wizard. Gnome wizard. Vigor. All right. What background? There's sage. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so let's jettison back on over to gnomes, and let me mark the wizard page. Actually, I'm going to be right back. I need to go use the restroom. Stream, I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Sure. Quick build for wizard intelligence, followed by constitution.
Buff.
So constitution. So in terms of saving throws.
No, like Dex is like applies into your AC. Strength is usually for when you're rolling your attack dice as melee weapons.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of stuff. Like
your constitution's your health.
Okay, so the higher the constitution you have, the more health you get.
Yeah, your starting health is because your health is always your roll plus your constitution modifier.
So it's always going to be pretty much just +1 at level 1.
Well, depending on if you get a 16 in con, that's a +3.
So does that modifier affect when you level up?
Yes, because when you level up, you roll plus your con modifier.
Okay.
So what we'll do for the
I don't think I ever leveled up though when we played 3.5, so that's why I like none of this is my brain.
oh yeah, because it's weird. So we'll pick Rock Gnome because they get a +1 to con. So what we'll do is we'll make our intelligence the 14 because that will get bumped to 16, and then we make our constitution our 15. That'll get bumped to 16. We put the 8. We put our dump stat in strength because we're a wizard. We're not a fighting class. We
Battle Mage.
balance out dex at 10, and then we do the 13 in wisdom and the 12 in charisma, or we can. Yeah, no, that makes more sense. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then we go with gnomes. So their intelligence is boosted by 2, so that will bump that to the 16. Rock gnomes get the constitution increases by 1, so that bumps that to 16. That's why you see a lot of the wizards and sorcerers stay at the back. It's because they are really squishy. Really, really squishy. They have a speed of 25. They get dark vision. Get gnome cunning. Here happens to get the one. They get the Artificer's Lore. Whenever you make an intelligence history check related to magical items, alchemical objects, or technological devices, you can add twice your proficiency bonus instead of any proficiency bonus you would normally apply.
Cool.
That's neat.
It's an artificer trait though, isn't it?
That's an art. That's that. Artificer's Lore is a gnome trait. So we're but artificers are not in the player's handbook.
No. They're technically an unearthed arcana, aren't they?
No, artificers are an actual class.
Yeah, but they're pulled from like an unearthed arcana, aren't they?
No, they're in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Hmm.
They were unearthed arcana until last year, because Tasha's Cauldron of Everything came out last year.
I wonder if they'll add Matt Mercer's Blood Hunter.
They did.
To one of the books.
Well, it's not in the book. No, it's on D&D Beyond. It's got a full-fledged out thing. It could be in the Wildmount. I don't think it's in Wildmount. But within D&D Beyond, it is. When you look at their class list, it is one of the classes right there on the front that anybody can use. It's unofficial, but it's got a full-fledged out thing that anybody can read and use. Back there. Let me make a history check. Okay, and they also get Tinkerer. You have a proficiency with artisan tools, tinker tools. Okay, I'm just gonna mark that because that's not going to be something that will probably get done. Hey, Moogie, what's up, man? How you doing? It's gonna be Tinker's Tools. Tinker's Tools. Tinker's Tools. I forgot I had music playing on the background of the stream could hear because I unmuted you. Whoops. Hope I don't get a copyright strike on that. I was like, I need something to throw on. I was like, I never listen to lo-fi, but if I need something to keep my headset from turning off, I'll throw on lo-fi in the background because I'm not listening to it. Okay, that finished up the gnome stuff because I'm just going to mark Tinker to look Tinker up with stuff later because I don't need to worry about Tinker. We picked Sage as the background. Jettison on over there. How you doing, Moogie? You doing good? It's been a while. That's Sage. Okay. Strength is -1, and the only strength is athletics. Dex is going to be +0, 0. Constitution is going to be +3. +3, don't affect anything else. Intelligence +3. Okay. Intelligence +3. Wisdom 13 is +1. And charisma, it's 10, 11 is +1. Yeah, okay. That was good. Proficiency bonus is +2. Okay, Sage, they get proficiency in Arcana and History. History. 2 languages of our choice. So we have Common and Gnomish. If we look at the language chart, Draconic, because I'm pretty sure most magic things are written in Draconic, so we should go with Draconic. And then what do you think is the last language?
What do we have right now?
We have Common, Gnomish, and Draconic.
For a wizard, maybe
go...
Abyssal or Primordial.
Could do that. You want to do Goblin, because we haven't given anything Goblin?
Sure.
It's a weird one. That's like one of those weird ones. It's like, ah, yes, I studied Goblin in college.
Mm.
It'd be like the high stuck-up snob who learns Latin when no one speaks Goblin, so I'm gonna learn Goblin. There's equipment. Get a bottle of black ink. Quill. Small knife. Letter from a dead colleague posing a question you have not been able to answer. That's a very specific thing in your inventory. Pouch, 10 gold. Or a wizard. Wizards are 44 times 10. It's gonna be 4. 4. 4. 3. It's 12, 15. It's 150 gold plus 10. It's gonna be 160 gold. Our specialty would be a D8. Be a 4. They're a librarian. Feature researchers. When you attempt to learn or recall a piece of lore, if you do not know that information, you often know where and from whom you can obtain it. Usually this information comes from a library, a scriptorium, a university, or a sage or other learned person or creature. Your DM might rule that the knowledge you seek is secreted away in an almost inaccessible place, or that it simply cannot be found. Unearthing the deep secrets of the multiverse can require an adventure or even a whole campaign.
Jesus.
I like how they have to specify that. Okay, so it's going to be a 2 on our personality trait. I've read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or I like to boast that I have. That's funny. I can't recall something yet. I've read every book in the world's greatest library.
Just go with that.
Okay, then we're gonna roll a d6. That'll be a 6. Self-improvement. The goal of life the goal of a life of study is the betterment of oneself.
Hey, Agrifort.
It's gonna be a 2 on bonds. I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. so you have this ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands, but you've never read it. One day, you finally open it up, and it's the Dragon Scroll. It's just reflective paper. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be so funny. I really like that. The whole secret is that the real power is within yourself the whole time. That's gonna be
You were
another
the secret
6.
all along.
I can't. Your flies, I can't keep a secret to save my life or anyone else's. But you have an ancient text that holds a terrible secret that you can't give to... That explains why you've never read it, is because you know you can't keep a secret. Well, that's good. That's good. Okay. Let's bump on over and do all the complicated wizard stuff now. So a wizard's hit points is a d6. And so we get
That's nothing.
Yep, that's why wizards are squishy. So we get the level 1, we get 6 plus Arcana, so we get 9, which is pretty much as high as you could go at level 1, where you choose the standard array. We have 9 hit points. We have no proficiency in armor because wizards cannot wear armor.
Not even leather.
They're not proficient in it, so you'd have disadvantage on everything while wearing it. It's a light armor, and you don't have a proficiency in light armor. You would need to take a feat that gives you a proficiency in wearing the armor you want to wear. But a lot of the times, if you look at it from a real life perspective, when you get into like some things, it'd be like wearing like leather affects where you pull like magical energy from and stuff. It's why wizards wear cloth robes and handmade things, not things that have been heavily manufactured by machines, because it messes with like magical energies and stuff. It's a weird whole thing behind it, but it's really interesting. Their weapon proficiencies are daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. They get no tool proficiencies. Their saving throws are intelligence and wisdom. And then we get to pick 2 from Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. We already have Arcana and History, which is perfect. So I would say probably Religion and Investigation. Because then you get plus 5s on Investigation and Religion rolls from there. Taking the Insight could be good, but that would only bring us up to a 3 in total on the roll, so I feel like going Investigation and Religion is going to be good for recalling stuff or searching around things. You have a lot of practice digging around in the library looking for stuff, so you're good at digging around outside to kind of try and find something. Equipment, you get a quarterstaff or a dagger. You're a wizard. You're going to take the flippin' staff. Quarterstaff. It's going to be a weapon you can hit with. Components pouch or an arcane focus. Components pouch. Yeah, components pouch. It's like, do you want to be the wizard that uses a pouch and uses things in your hands to cast spells, or do you want to use it from an object? I think components pouch works better, because then you always get to assume that you have almost anything you need. Then we'll take the Scholar's Pack. And you have your spell book. Creature researcher, cantrips. Oh yeah, spell books are a complicated thing. You get spell casting. That's virtual cast. Spell books, yada yada yada. Okay, so your spellbook has stuff. You have a spellbook containing 6 first level spells of your choice. Your spellbook is a repository of wizard spells you know, except your cantrips, which are affixed to your mind. So you have 2 slots, but you immediately get a pick 6. Prepare the list of wizard spells that are available to you. Do so. The number of spells in your spell equal to your intelligence modifier plus your wizard level. It's going to be 3d4 that you can have prepared. It's be 8 press proficiency plus intellect. Let's be 8. Let's be 10. Let's be a 13. Spell attack bonus is going to be 5, like everything else has been. Once per day when you finish your short rest, yes, you have Arcane Recovery. You get that right away. If that comes up, we'll flag that one. Okay, so we get 2 spell slots, but we instantly right away get to pick 6 spells and 3 cantrips. So I'm gonna pull chat out so I can move it to where I can see it. And then we're going to pull up wizard spells. I will see how good that goes. Okay. Cantrips, we get 3, so I'm gonna go with, there's a lot of flipping. I wish I could sort this by where they come from, so Dancing Lights is normally good. Firebolt. Light. Okay, we got Firebolt. Yeah, that's good. We'll do Light. And then Prestidigitation. be a good one. Control flames. Nope, that's kind of everything. Chill touch. We'll go with chill touch. Chill touch. Firebolt. And light. And we get 6 first level spells. Sleep shield, magic missile, mage armor. It's 4. Alarm. I thought alarm was a cantrip. You're not from players. Chromatic orb isn't a player. Oh, it is players. You hurl 4-inch diameter speed with energy at a target creature that you can see within a range. You choose acid. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder for the type of damage you create. Then you make a ranged spell attack. Use the target if it attacks. The creature takes 3d6 damage of your choice. Oh, so you can just keep kind of throwing that at them. It's like Fireball, but just not as explodey. Oh, no, it should be Find Familiar. Yeah, we'll do that. Find Familiar. Sleep. Shield. Magic Missile. Mage Armor. Got a whole bunch of really good spells, but you can only use 2 of them. You only got 2 first level spell slots. Whoops. Guess you'll just have to watch things on the internet. That is good. Okay, wizard's done. Just sorcerer. Oh, sorry. Their armor class is 10. They have an initiative bonus of 0. That's good. That's good. I gotta put in the damage for quarterstaff, and then we're done. Versatile. one-handed, two-handed. They don't get the strength bonus, so they just get the +2 for the proficiency bonus for being proficient in quarterstaffs. And then the damage is 1d6, 1d8. 1d6, 1d8, both are bludgeoning. For the purposes of the one-shot, I will say, and we can ignore the preparing spells rule, and any spell on your spell list you can have prepared for wizard and sorcerer, just because it's like, oh, you and I have both picked out 6 spells, but they can only have 4 of them prepared. It's like, no, you can use all 6 that we picked out for the sake of the one-shot, but you still only have 2 spell slots, so make them count. As and this is our rock gnome wizard sage librarian. Alright, all that's left is Sorcerer. Sorcerers are a charisma-based caster. What race do you want to pick? Tieflings. Tieflings have a +2 to charisma. Dragonborns get a +1 to charisma. Half-elves have a +2 to charisma. Tiefling sorcerer. Okay. So do I. And then you want to go sage background again, or do you want to pick a different background? Charisma, followed by Constitution. Recommended Hermit, but we'll go with Sage again. Okay, so we'll do Charisma at 14, so that gets boosted to 16. Tiefling's Intelligence increases by 1, so what we'll do is we'll put 15 in Con. We'll do the 13 in Intelligence, because that will bump us to 14. We'll do Wisdom at 12, Dex at 10, Strength at 8 again. That's 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. Traits will increase intelligence by 1, bumping that to 14, and bumping our charisma to 16. The walk speed of 30. Dark vision. We have hellish resistance. We have infernal legacy. So we get the thaumaturgy cantrip. We get common and infernal. Charisma. Our spell save is going to be 8, but this will be 13. It's going to be a +5 because that's what it's been for everything. Remax stats like that, so we just get that out of the way. Cool, that does it on the tiefling traits. We're going to go back to Sage again. This is going to be a -1, -1, Dex is going to be +0. Constitution 15. That's just going to be a +2, I'm pretty sure. But let me double check. +15 is +2. Its intelligence is also +2. Wisdom is a +1. And charisma's our big +30. Proficiency is +2. So Sage, we get the Arcana, get History. 2 languages of our choice, I would say Draconic, and then Elvish. And then 10 gold pieces. Sorcerers are 3d4. 2, 5, 8. 8 times 10 is 80. Total of 90 gold. I'm going to roll our d8 for our specialty. So 2. So they're an astronomer. get the feature of researcher. Personality traits. 3. I'm used to helping out those who aren't as smart as I am. I am patient, explaining anything and everything to others. Ideals. It's going to be a 5. Knowledge is the path to power and domination. Three. Okay, I didn't spell that. It's just not an actual word. Okay. And then that's going to be a 6 for flaws. We already got that on the other character, so we're going to re-roll that. It's another 6. 3 6s in a row. Come on, give me something else. 5. That's different. I speak without really thinking about my words, inadvertently insulting others. Okay, that's good. Hey, Mr. Creeper King, how you doing? Happy you're coming in before going to bed. Glad to see you here. How you been doing? I saw you you were out at lunch with Jackson the other day, right? Yeah? I think I saw a picture of that on Instagram or something. Thinking. Words. I couldn't tell where it was. I just saw he had posted a picture on Instagram. Okay, we got that. We're done with Sage, which means we can bounce back over to Sorcerer. Let's be another D6 on their hit die. Yeah, I'm starting to stream again. I hope to. This was more of a, I needed to build characters, and I was like, I'll stream building characters. There's a couple things I want to get back to streaming. I want to pick Skyrim back up because I haven't played that since the last stream. Yeah, and work now that my schedule should hardly ever change. Will be just more about whether or not I want to stream that day versus, oh, my schedule changed so I can't dedicate a day to it. It'll just be more like whether or not I feel like. streaming back. Yeah, I was locked out of my Twitch account for like 2 months trying to get the password fixed, and then getting it so I could change it from the temporary password they gave me, and that was its own whole ordeal. That was a pain in the ass to deal with. 6, 7, 8 hit points. We have initiative bonus of 0. Armor class. No, we don't. Yeah, we don't get any armor things. So this could be 10. Out again. Yeah, we pretty much the exact same freaking thing as a wizard. I know they are. It's just more on whether or not it's a. They should just multi things over. I'm glad you overcame that password nonsense. I'm glad to see you open. Yeah, it's fun to stream some things other than other things. I've been sitting on like 10 or so games that I bought like 2 and 3 years ago to stream, and still haven't played because I haven't streamed them, because I haven't been in the mood to play or stream them, and it's just a circle of me not playing games I bought to stream that I really want to stream. So hopefully we'll be seeing those soon. And my house will be a lot quieter soon, where I can stream later and not have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. Daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, light crossbow, constitution, charisma, arcana, deception, insight, intimidation, persuasion, religion. Maybe you should get a portable fan to keep with it, a fan stand. That'd probably help. Okay, so what do we want to take for our saving throws? We already have Arcana and History, and then we can choose Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, Religion. What kind of yeah, so this is, we're running this tomorrow. It's just a one-shot, and everyone was, I was like, hey, we can build characters or we can do pre-gens, and it was going to be easier with more time for us to use pre-gen characters. And when I was pulling up my list of pre-generated characters that Wizards provides, I didn't like the way the pages were formatted, so instead we have spent 12 hours making level 1 classes for every single class, so everybody can choose something that we made versus the... Here, I'll pull it up. I'll open it up. This is the format on a... Oh no, I deleted them yesterday, didn't I? Hold on. Oh, I gotta go pull out of my trash can. Restore. Come on. Year 1, zip file. You can restore faster. The format was just like, I didn't really like it, and so it's easier for me to spend 12 hours doing this than it would be to, you know, do things right. I'm gonna open, there we go. So this is, these are the pre-gen characters that are released by like Wizards that you can use. So it's all here, you know, you've got your background and stuff, your traits are here, your features are there, your equipment's listed out, but it's like, oh, when you get under here, you don't have your things broken down like this, which is easier. You have your attacks there, but you don't have, it's not in like a normal character sheet format, and it bugged me. So the solution was spend 12 hours working on something, that's in a format that I like and is the normal character sheet format versus starter character sheets. Because then I also have now level 1 characters in every race and every class. Assorted, so it's not like I made each class for each individual race, but we've used each race and each class to make something. So I have a handful of stuff on file that are more handcrafted than pre-made. Yeah, it looks like the monster fight. It's like, hey, if I say, hey, roll acrobatics, and you're like, but that's not on that character sheet. And I can, of course, just tell you, roll your this, and are you proficient, and you gotta look down. But it's just way easier to have this set up like this. And so this is actually the last character we did for yesterday. I did 4 off stream earlier today, and then we've kind of plowed through the last 4 here. I gotta pick the last skills we want, so I'm thinking intimidation probably good, just because we have the bonus. It'll be higher, whereas intimidation, we have the bonus from it being in our charisma. We should probably just take persuasion. So we're a good talking sorcerer. That's persuasion. We're a good talking sorcerer, but we're not good at like remembering a whole bunch of stuff. Equipment. We can have a light crossbow or any simple weapon. Let's go with simple weapon because sorcerer. I've never seen a sorcerer use a crossbow. So simple weapon. I'm probably just gonna give you a dagger because you already get 2 daggers later. So let's not give you 3 daggers. I did that to the rogue. It was like you can have this and then 2 more daggers, and I was like you can just have 3 daggers because I didn't need to give level 1 characters a whole assortment of different weapon options that are not going to get used. Weapons. Simple weapons. You get any simple weapon. We'll give you the quarterstaff. We'll pretty much just give you the exact same thing the wizard has, minus 2 daggers. Quarterstaff. It's gonna go there. You get the quarterstaff. You get a component pouncer and arcane focus. We'll give you the arcane focus this time. Dungeoneer's pack or Explorer's pack. You get the Dungeoneer's pack this time. Dungeoneer's pack, and then you get 2 daggers. Here we got dagger. Dagger. Quarterstaffs is versatile Q staff. 1 hand. Q staff. 2 hand, and then dagger. Oh, you're not gonna get any armor. Quarterstaffs are versatile. Yeah, versatile. ERS. Versatile. And my headset turned off again. Hey, my headset's back on. I wish there was like some indicator on my screen when my headset turns off. Daggers are finesse. Light. Thrown range is 2060. It's 1d6, 1d8. These get the strength bonus, which is a -1, so they only get a +1. That's bludge. Dagger gets the dex, so we'll get the +2. It's proficient in daggers. And then that's still a D4. D. Pierce. I feel like daggers could be pierce or slash, but it's a small slash. Pierce. I'm gonna go to bed. I want to make sure this pops in for daycare. Thanks. Have a good night's rest. Take care, and hopefully the next stream won't be 2 months from now like the last one was. Have a good night. And maybe we'll get everybody together at some point and do a game for D&D, or just do something online. Do GTA again, because that was fun the couple times we all played. That finishes that. Okay, spellcasting. An event past life of a parent ancestor left incredible mark infusing with the arcane magic. 4 cantrips from the sorcerers. 4 cantrips, 2 spells, no, 2 first level spells. Here. Already did that. We have 2 spell slots. 2 no, we get 4 cantrips. Get 4 more cantrips. Yep, did that. Sorcerer origins, we have draconic, wild magic. Do you want to do draconic or wild magic for sorcerer origins? I feel wild magic because it's more fun. But wild magic surge. Wild magic, yeah. Oh yeah, we're sorcerer 1. Wild magic. Oh dang, I gotta remember to put the expanded table on my iPad. Okay, so they get Wild Magic Surge, my favorite thing in the world. Who's the worst roller? Okay, so you should play the Sorcerer so that I get to use Wild Magic Surge like a whole bunch of times. That's an important one. Starting when you choose your origin and your first level spellcasting is unleashed with untamed magic. Once per turn, the DM can have you roll a d20 immediately after you cast a sorcerer spell of first level or higher. If you roll a 1, roll on the Magic Wild Surge table to create a magical effect. If that effect is a spell, it is too wild to be affected by a meta magic. If it normally requires concentration, it doesn't require concentration. In this case, the spell lasts for its full duration. I thought that it went up every turn. Hold on. I thought that every time you rolled, if you didn't Wild Magic Surge, your number went up. Well, Tides of Chaos is just magic surge. Starting at first level, you can manipulate the forces of change and chaos to gain advantage on one attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. Once you do so, you must finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. Anytime before you regain the use of this feature. Oh yeah, anytime before I can have you do it. So it's whenever I feel like having you. Your luck suddenly change. Okay, but I do need to look up to see if that's a thing that was just on Sleeping City, or if that's something else. D&D 5e. Rules. Okay, so I'm gonna home rule the rules they used in Unsleeping City for Wild Magic Surge. So the original rules are anytime you cast a spell, you roll on the table, and if you don't roll a 1, nothing happens. The home rule I'm gonna roll with, which is the same one that Brennan uses in Unsleeping City, is every time you roll and you don't Wild Magic Surge, it goes up. So if you roll and you roll an 18 and you don't surge, now on a 1 or a 2 you Wild Magic Surge, and that goes up until you surge and then it resets. Long rest doesn't affect it. I like that way better because over time it forces a surge to have to happen as you cast more and more magic and it builds up inside of you, and then at one point if you have 1 through 19 as a surge and you roll a 20, cool, you're safe. But now on a 1 through 20 on a d20 with no modifiers, you Wild Magic Surge. You will do so on the next thing you cast. Yeah, I like that better. And then you get Controlled Chaos at 14. But I like having the you will Wild Magic Surge goes up when no surge. Okay, yeah, that works. And then Tides of Chaos would be you forcing a surge to happen, and then you can reset yourself like that. If it starts to get too high for you, you'll do Tides of Chaos. And I'm going to tag that with 3. Yes, that's an important thing to take a look at. Yeah, because it's on an attack ability check or saving throw, so on a roll at a cost. Boop. Okay, cool. That's my little note to that. So that finishes that. That finishes that. You don't get meta magic till 3rd level. Front of magic is level 2. So okay, so now we just get spells. So now we're gonna get 4 cantrips. And then we will get level 1 spells. Okay, it's 4 and 2. I don't need to look for that anymore. Okay, 4 and 2. Let me pull up the sorcerer spell list. Alright, sorcerer cantrips. They have a whole lot more to choose from, so Ray of Frost, Firebolt, Dancing Lights, because I made the wizard take lights. And Message. Okay, yeah, so we'll do Message. Ray of Frost. Firebolt. Dancing Lights, and then we get 2 first level spells. Witch Bolt. Ice Knife? Is that a good one? Nope, you're from Guide to Everything, so you're ruled out. Oh, Magic Missile. You have the exact same spells that the sorcerer, that the wizard has. Oh no, we could do Magic Missile, Ray of Sickness. Yeah, we'll do Ray of Sickness and Magic Missile. Ray of Sickness, Magic Missile. Which... that was a sorcerer thing. What's the... I thought that was in the book. Careful spell, distant power spell. Oh, she's a wizard. That's what it is. I was going with divination. It's divination wizard, not divination sorcerer. Okay. That's why I wasn't finding that. Okay. Cool. I think we're done. Looks good. Passive. 10 makes it 11. Yep, I don't have perception as a bonus. We're gonna speed 30. All right, we're all done. So if we look at our total list of things now, we have a. I'm just gonna rename you to match everybody else. We have a level 1 Dragonborn Paladin Knight. We have a Forest Gnome Monk Hermit. We have a half-elf fighter Street Urchin. We have a half-orc Barbarian Soldier. A high-elf Rogue Criminal. A Hill Dwarf Life Cleric Acolyte. A Human Druid Tribal Nomad Outlander. A Lightfoot Halfling Bard Entertainer. A Rogue Gnome Wizard Sage Librarian. A Tiefling Warlock Charlatan, a Tiefling Wild Magic Sorcerer Sage Astronomer, and a Wood Elf Ranger Folk Hero. I think that rounds out the party pretty dang well. What do you think, Quinn? So do I. I think we have a wide variety of things there, that everybody will be able to pick something that they want without complaining that they couldn't, without complaining that they didn't have enough options, because there's literally every option there. So, I'm going to put those on a flash drive, and I will print them out tomorrow, and we're going to end the stream. Got a nice good 2 hours in there. And finished it off. So we did 4 characters yesterday, 4 today, and I did 4 off stream. That never have to be seen, because I don't remember which ones. I'll show them off on the stream real quick, because I can. Premades. What did I do off stream? I did the Paladin. The Dragonborn Paladin. We did the Warlock. We did the Fighter. And I did the Rogue. If you look at the character sheets, let me close out the one we just did. So we have our Dragonborn Paladin right here, and I'll just give a little scrollsy. Doesn't get anything on the bottom yet, which is good because I don't like to print on the first page. Yeah, it cut his breath weapon. I just picked 5. Made it a red dragon because it's easiest for starting, just to go, hey, cool, red dragon. It's the most common dragon everyone's familiar with. Breathes fire. We have our Tiefling Warlock. Charlatan looks good. Still no bonus to initiatives. Pact Magic, we went with Fiend because he's a Tiefling. So he gets the Dark One's Blessing, which I never see people use when they play a Tiefling. But I guess they have to be the one to drop it to 0, because it's when you reduce the hostile creature to 0. So if you don't get that last hit, you get nothing. Does get some spells, so we went with Eldritch Blast and Chill Touch. Witch Bolt and Charm Person. Came out pretty good there. Got the half-elf fighter. Very good on the stat-wise top half. No negatives, which was good. Came out well. Nothing on the bottom. Yeah. Good. And then our high-elf rogue. Low hit points, but damage would be nice. If you land the rapier hit one-handed with an 8, it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage. Not too shabby in one hit. And they get the short bow and dagger. And because it's a rogue, they can use 2 daggers and do the offhand. Since it's the light weapon, and they've got 2 daggers. Yeah. They also have weighted dice. No. You don't have the weighted dice. Where's the weighted dice? The Tiefling Warlock, because he's a charlatan, has weighted dice. So that'll be neat. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. Thank you, anyone who tuned in. Thank you, Mr. Creeper King. Glad you came in for a little bit to chat. Hopefully we'll hang out, do something soon. I will probably talk about how I'll record a video, talk about how this went, put it up on YouTube. Everything is content, right, Quinn?
Everything is
Everything is content. Anyways, thank you all for watching. We'll catch you all next stream. Hopefully it'll be something sooner rather than later. Otherwise, I gotta go pack a bag to get ready for D&D, and what a big bag it's going to be. Everybody have a good night. Peace out.